Welcome to the Artwork of You, the podcast where your life is the canvas and you are the masterpiece. I'm your host, Lori Guin, and together we'll explore creativity, self-awareness, mindset, goal strategy, and the importance of accountability so that you can paint your life's portrait with confidence and ease. Remember, in the gallery of life, you're not just a spectator, you are the art. So let's grab our brushes and start creating the masterpiece that is you. Hello, my friends. I am so glad that you are here with me today because today I want to talk about something that I believe has the power to change how you see yourself, your life, and the world around you. And the first thing I want to do is I want to ask you a question. And that is, if you've ever wondered if the experiences that you have and the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you feel are all connected. And not just connected to you, but to everything and everyone. Because if that's true, which I believe it is, that connection could shape your reality in ways that you've never even imagined. This idea of connection is inspired by some of my favorite books that explore the intersection of science, spirituality, and human potential. In other words, how your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs interact with an interconnected field of energy. And so I want to share some of these books with you, and I want to talk about what this idea means for your life and share how you can start consciously creating the experiences that you want to have. So it doesn't matter whether you're new to these ideas or if you've explored them before, because I think this episode will really spark some powerful realizations for you. And to truly understand how interconnected we are, not just with each other, but with everything around us, we have to start by exploring the idea of the quantum field. And in his book, The Divine Matrix, Gregg Braden talks about the idea that there's an invisible web of energy that connects everything in the universe. And although that might sound a little abstract, science is backing this up. And I think one of the most compelling examples of this interconnectedness comes from Lynne McTaggart's book, The Intention Experiment. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this particular experiment on the podcast before or not, but I do know I've brought it up on social media, and I've probably told everyone I know or anyone that would listen to me about it because I found it so mind-blowing. So in this book, she talks about this experiment where scientists tested whether plants could sense human intention. And during the experiment, the plants were hooked up to something basically like a lie detector test. And the researchers observed how a plant's energy field changed when a person merely thought about pouring hot coffee on it. And the plant actually knew or sensed what was going to happen before it happened because the signals went off and the energy field spiked in response to just the intention before any action was taken. In other words, just the thought of pouring hot coffee on the plant made the plant react. And can we just stop and think about that for a moment? A plant, something that we might think of as inanimate or unaware, could sense human thoughts. So I guess the old saying that plants love when you talk to them might actually be true. But this tells us a lot about how connected everything in our world might be. Because if plants can sense our energy and intention, what does that mean for the interactions that we have every single day, whether with other people, our environment, or even ourselves? And this experiment is just one example of how science is beginning to confirm what spiritual traditions really have taught for centuries, and that is that we are all part of a unified whole, and our thoughts and our emotions aren't just happening in isolation. They're rippling out and interacting with this field and shaping the experiences that we draw into our lives. Gregg Braden also describes this field as the bridge between the seen and the unseen. It's what allows our inner world, our beliefs, our emotions, and intentions to influence the outer world of events, relationships, and outcomes. So often we feel separate from everything around us, but this idea reminds us that separation is an illusion. We are always in communication with the universe, whether we realize it or not. And so why should this matter to you? Because it means your thoughts and feelings aren't just personal. They're very powerful, and they have the potential to create, connect, and even heal. Your consciousness, your awareness, and your focus play a key role in all of this. Because if everything is connected through this universal field of energy, then the next question becomes, how do we interact with it? And the answer lies, again, in consciousness, our awareness, and the way that we direct our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. In another great book by Dr. Bruce Lipton called The Biology of Belief, he shares a fascinating perspective on this. And he shows that our beliefs, both conscious and subconscious, literally shape our biology. And his research demonstrates that cells respond not only to chemical signals, but also to the energetic messages created by our thoughts and feelings. And he describes a pivotal Petri dish experiment where he observed that genetically identical cells placed in different environments developed into different types of cells. For example, some developed into muscle and some developed into bone. And this experiment demonstrated that a cell's environment, not its genes, determined its development and behavior in that experiment. And so think about that. Your body listens to the stories you tell itself. If you believe you are capable, strong, and worthy, your body reflects that. And if you're constantly stuck in fear, self-doubt, or negativity, your body takes on that energy too. And going back to Gregg Braden in The Divine Matrix, he also talks about how consciousness acts like a tuning fork. What you focus on, you amplify. And what you feel deeply, you send out into the matrix, where it interacts with the energy of the universe and returns to you as an experience. In other words, your outer reality mirrors your inner state. In another one of my favorite books by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, he explains how we can consciously reprogram this process. And he teaches that by changing your thought patterns and emotions, you can essentially rewire your brain. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's actually a way to reshape your entire reality. And to tie it back to Lynne McTaggart's work, if a plant can sense intention, imagine the impact your focused intention can have, not just on your own life, but on the world around you. And other studies from her book also show that when groups of people focus their thoughts collectively, measurable change occurs. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's science. Intention is energy, and you know what they say. Energy flows where attention goes. And so this means that your awareness, where you direct your focus and energy, is one of the most powerful tools that you have. If you feel stuck in a situation or like life is happening to you, it's worth asking yourself, what am I focusing on? Am I feeding the energy of fear and limitation, or am I intentionally creating a space for the possibility of growth? Because this is where your transformation begins, with your awareness. Understanding these ideas is one thing, but applying them to your everyday life is necessary if you want to truly create your reality. Because if you want a different result, you have to become a different version of yourself. Stepping into the version of you that already exists in the future that you desire. And you do that through small intentional actions that align with your thoughts and emotions. And so I want to offer some practical ways to help you integrate these ideas into your life. The first thing to do is recognize your current beliefs. Take a moment to reflect on an area of your life where you feel stuck and ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about this situation? For example, maybe you want to start a business, but you keep thinking something like, I'm not ready, or I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough experience. These beliefs will keep you stuck in the same place. So write down one belief that's been holding you back and then rewrite it as a positive statement. So in this example, something like, I have everything I need to take the next step. And the next thing, you want to be intentional with your focus. In other words, you want to direct your energy because what you focus on grows. And if you constantly focus on what's not working, you're amplifying that energy. So shift your focus to what you want to create instead. Spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing your desired outcome. Imagine it as if it's already happening. And next, you must also tune into your emotions and your energy. You want to embody the feeling because it's not simply thinking positive thoughts, it's about feeling them. The universe does not respond to empty affirmations, it responds to the emotions that you attach to them. For example, instead of saying, I want more abundance, focus on the feeling of already being abundant. What does it feel like to have financial freedom, fulfilling relationships, or excellent health? Check in with yourself throughout the day and ask, am I feeling aligned with what I want to create? Or am I stuck in old emotions? And use gratitude to shift that energy when it's needed. And finally, you must also be consistent because change does not happen overnight. Our subconscious mind is programmed through repetition. The more that you practice new thoughts and emotions, the more they become your default. So start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Choose one new habit or belief that aligns with your goals and practice it consistently for 30 days. When you start combining these four things, awareness, focus, emotion, and practice, you create a powerful formula for change. And this is how you align your inner world with the reality you want to create. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. The point isn't to force change, it's to invite it in, to open yourself up to the new possibilities. So now I want to take a moment to zoom out and give you a bigger perspective on all of this, one that can help you transform how you see your entire life. One of the ideas that I love most from all of these authors is this idea of your life as a creative blueprint, where you are constantly designing your life. However, many of you are designing it without realizing it, and you react to circumstances or you fall into routines and let old beliefs guide you. But what if you decide to take a step back, to look at the bigger picture, and consciously decide what you want to create? In another fantastic book called The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav, he calls this aligning your personality with your soul. And he describes how we can move from living unconsciously, letting fear or habit dictate our choices, to living with intention and purpose. When you see your life as a creative project, it shifts your perspective. Your challenges become more like opportunities to refine the design. And again, the universe is essentially a mirror. It will reflect back what you put into it. If you see your life as chaotic or lacking, the matrix amplifies that. But if you approach life as a creative act, focusing on joy, growth, and alignment, that's what you'll start to experience. I believe we truly do exist in a sea of infinite possibilities, and that by shifting our focus and energy, we can step into that version of reality that we want. You don't want to force it or you don't want to fight with it. You want it to flow by choosing a path that feels aligned and allows the energy of the universe to support you. And so, how do you start applying this perspective in your life? Here are 3 shifts that you can make right now. Number 1, you can shift from problem solving to possibility seeing. Instead of asking, how do I fix this? Try asking, what's possible here, or how can I? Because when you view challenges as opportunities for growth, you move from a reactive state to a creative one. So pick one area of your life where you feel stuck and ask yourself, what's one possibility I haven't considered yet? And 2, you can treat your life as a work of art. Just as I revise and refine my paintings, I try to do the same with my life, and so can you. Let go of the need to get it right and just focus on creating something meaningful. Write down 3 qualities you want your life to embody. For me, this would be something like freedom, connection, and creativity. And then use these as your guide for making decisions. And third, make sure you align with your bigger vision. Ask yourself, am I building something that reflects who I truly am, or am I following someone else's design? When your choices align with your values and vision, life will feel more in the flow and purposeful. So take a moment and review your goals. Are they truly yours, or have they been shaped by other people's expectations? And then adjust them if needed. Because when you zoom out and you start to see your life as a creative blueprint, you realize that you're not just a participant in your life, you're the actual designer. And as I like to say, you're the artist and you're the artwork. Every thought, feeling, and action matters, and you get to decide what your masterpiece looks like. And so as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. You are already connected to everything you need to create the life you want. It's not about adding more or trying harder. It's about recognizing the power that you already have. And that's it. It's simple, but I know it's not always easy. However, if you commit to doing this regularly, you will start to notice shifts, not just in how you feel, but in the opportunities and experiences that come your way. And if you're ready to take these ideas deeper and really hold yourself accountable, you don't have to do it alone. Because my coaching is designed to help you align your goals, mindset, and actions so that you can create the life you truly want. You can find all the details on my website, or you can message me to discuss it further. I hope this episode gave you something to think about, and more importantly, something to act on. That's a wrap for today, my friends. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And remember to show up in your life like the masterpiece you are, because you are the artwork. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Have a fabulous day.